charge over in the Championship with Sheffield United hot on their bloody tail just outside the automatic 2. We've got the likes of Burnley, West Brom, Leeds and Watford who will take full advantage this weekend. We'll get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again on a prediction video today. It's all about match number 10, that's right, over in the Championship, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, your one-stop shop for EFL, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We've got it all here under one rooski. That's right, Sunderland currently top the charts, but Sheffield United technically should be out on their own. But the 2 points deficit from, of course, the old shenanigans earlier in the campaign or back end of last season have them in second spot at the moment. But that could all change this weekend, and we might have an outright leader. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs, you know who you are, the patrons, that's right, and of course the members. If you want to become part of that illustrious forever growing family, take a little look down below in the old links. But let's get into it, recap the results that took place before the international break, and then we're going to jump into the next round of games. Alrighty then, folks, here we go, recapping back to the games that took place at the start of October, and they were these, that's right, Sunderland and Leeds duked out to a 2-2 draw. Realistically, it should have been a 2-1 win for Leeds, but they took their eye off the ball, didn't they? And of course, Sunderland got themselves a share of the points. Meanwhile, Burnley and Preston also 0-0. Norwich put 4 past Hull City to get themselves right back in contention for those playoffs once again. Pompey and Oxford 1-1 in the end. Wednesday picked up a massive 2-1 away win at Coventry, who at the present time of recording still have Mark Robins at the helm. Derby doing business at home as they do. 2-0 winners for them. Blackburn, of course, shit the bed against Plymouth right at the death as well, giving Plymouth all 3 points. Rovers going away with absolutely nothing. Sheffield United did beat the Hatters, that's right, in the old Premier League affair there. Swansea and Stoke 0-0 with Watford also coming from late on to win all 3 points against Borough. Meanwhile, West Brom 0, Millwall 0, and of course Bristol City 1 and Cardiff 1 over on the Sunday game. That's right, those were the games right there. What about the state of play for the table? Well, this is what I'm looking at right here, right now. As you can see, it is Sunderland currently top the charts with Sheffield United in hot bloody pursuit. They've of course got 19 points to their name. Burnley just on the outside looking in. West Brom dropping down to 4th, Leeds into 5th, and Watford making it in the top 6 once again after a good win against the Borough. Going down as we speak, it's Cardiff, it's Pompey, it's QPR. But it is very tight down the foot there with Millwall, Preston, Coventry and Luton all within striking distance of getting sucked in there this coming weekend. We'll take a look at it, of course, in a bit. But what about the results of the Super Brew? Well, as you can see it, a big week for DJ Horn, 92 with a whopping 20 points, KP 21, also up there with 19.5. Then a gap with the likes of Memphis, Bucker, Coyle, Vindaloo Victory, and West Brom Hunter. I'm all the way down there with, I think I got 7 or something. It was pretty poor. 7. I don't know, there I am right there. So not great for me. But if you do see him in there, please smash the old like, smash your subscribe as well. It's going to be a busy old week this week. I think it is a double match week as well. So lots of stuff to be happening. This is the current state of play. Newton Abbey kicking ass and taking names 104.5 in the overall leaderboard. KP21 up 6 spots to number 2. Shepherd down to number 3. Vindaloo Victory into number 4 there. And of course, Jimmy Pastone keeps up the top 5. I am all the way down to 40th. It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. Philly Pete, though, is down 13 to 43, so I'm happy about that, at least above him. Look at this big mover, up 11 spots, up 14 spots, that's Jimmy Watton. Some big shakers and movers, but nothing bigger than DJ Horn, 32 spots into the top 10. Well done to him. And if you want to get involved with the old prediction league, it's still wide open and still time for you guys to put some damage on the old Super Brew. And use the link right here on the screen. It is free, and of course, nothing to bite you in the ass there. So please go ahead and do just that. Meanwhile, we look forward to the next round of games, which include these guys. That's right, and we've got some absolute Bobby Dazzlers. I'm going to start with one at the top of the shop. Alrighty, folks, what's an absolute cracker we got on our hands? Of course, as Leeds will take on Sheffield United. I was actually heading over to Bramall Lane there, but no, we're going to go over to Ellen Road as Leeds take on Sheffield United on Friday night. Of course, last time we were on a Friday night game, it was Leeds. And they shit the bed in the end. Have they learned their lesson? Taking on Chris Wilder's Sheffield United coming out on the 18th of October. Leeds currently find themselves in 5th. Sheffield United are in 2nd, just 3 points separate the two sides, and there could be a bit of a rejig of the top two. Leeds coming at you, 67% form for them right now on back-to-back draws. Meanwhile, the Blades looking good right now, winning 5 out of the last 6. They're on 92% form coming at you heading into this one. Now, these two sides have played 16 times since 1993. 5 wins for Leeds United. There's been 8 wins for Sheffield United. There's been 3 draws, of course, with the most recent match at Ellen Road being in the Premier League back in April 2021. It ended up being a 2-1 win for Leeds, who have won back-to-back the last time that these two sides were in the same division, and it was a 1-0 win on the road, a 2-1 win at Ellen Road. Speaking of Ellen Road, the last time they were at this venue, they picked up a 3-0 win. That was Leeds, but successive draws on the road have given Leeds a bit of a headache. Meanwhile, Sheffield United on the road, last time around, they drew 0-0 with Portsmouth. But they've actually made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 clean sheets on the spin. Airtight at the back on this one. The bookies are actually going for Leeds on this one. Sheffield United are the underdogs. Of course, I've got the odds in front of me. It's 5-4 on for Leeds. 16-5 is your Sheffield United, and 14-5 is a draw. It could be a draw. It does smell like a draw, but I am leaning towards a Leeds United victory. 2-1 win, in the end. So it's going to be a tight old game, and hopefully for the third party like myself, the unbiased fan here, going to go, hopefully we have an entertaining cracker on our hands. Let's go over to Wales now on the early kickoffs on Saturday, the October the 19th. It's Cardiff. It's Plymouth. It's coming at you at the Cardiff City Stadium. That's right. Umaritza still in charge of Cardiff. I think the last time I saw, they were looking at Slavan Bilic potentially being the coach for Cardiff. Plymouth, though, under Wayne Rooney right now. Currently, Cardiff still rock bottom with just 5 points for the season, but they do come into us on the back-to-back unbeaten run right now. Meanwhile, Plymouth, 3 wins, 3 defeats over the last 6. They sit 14th, and quite comfortably so, with 11 points to the name. Now, these two sides have played 16 times since 2003, 5 wins apiece, and 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at this very venue was a 2-2 draw back in December 2023. Plymouth, though, coming into this on the back of that 1-0 win over Millwall and a 1-1 draw away to Bristol City. Plymouth, though, on the back of that 2-1 win over a victory over Rovers, but their away record is where the pain is at. Losing to West Brom and losing to Burnley without scoring a goal, and those were the last 2 games on the road. The bookies, though, for this one, 20-19 on is your Cardiff, 12-5 is the draw, 27-10 is your Plymouth. Plymouth have been great so far. Cardiff have been underwhelming, underperforming, but I think the hosts will win this one. It ain't going to be pretty. 1-0 win. Maybe Obaritza has given himself arguments to be considered as the coach moving forward. 1-0 win for Cardiff on their own turf. Let's go down to Kenilworth Road. Bit of a derby, this one. What do we call this? The Hertfordshire derby. That's right, Luton Town up against Watford. Coming at you at Kenilworth Road. That's right, Luton under Rob Edwards sit all the way down to 21st with 8 points to the name. Up against Watford and Tom Cleverley sitting in 6th with 16 points to their name. Now, these two sides have played 12 times since 1993. 4 wins for Luton, 3 for Watford, and there's been 5 draws between the two sides. Luton, though, without a win in the last 3. Watford picking up 2 wins in the last 3, so pretty good form for them right now. Last time they played over at Kenilworth Road, it was a 2-0 win for Luton. That was back in April 2023. It has predominantly gone in favour of the hosts this game, whether it's at Vicarage Road or at Kenilworth Road. The last 4 matches, they've gone in favour of the hosts. Watford, though, picking up a 2-1 win over Borough last time around. Their away travels have not been that great. Losing to Norwich, losing to Man City, and losing to Preston, all in succession. Luton, their home form, of course, seems to be where it's at. They've either got a win, a draw, and a defeat thus far, but it's not been great for Luton as a whole. Of course, pressure has been on Rob Edwards, and I don't think the Luton Town fans can stand him losing this game, as that will add to it. But as long as I'm recording this a little early on the October the 11th, but if things hold firm and Rob Edwards remains, it looks like he will remain. This is a game you really can't afford to lose. Even Stevens is your Luton here, 23-10 is the draw, 29-10 is your Watford. Luton should win this one. The quality is there. They've had 2 weeks to now prepare for this game. So I'm going to lean towards a 2-1 win for Luton at home. If it was the other way around, I think I probably would go with the tradition right now, which is favouring the hosts here. So 2-1 win Luton, taking all 3 points. So on over to the Kazam now as Oxford take on West Bromwich Albion. That's right. Oxford under Des Buckingham have had a good old start to the campaign. Sit 10th right now with 12 points to the name. Up against West Brom, who of course hit a bit of a rough patch right now. Without a win now in the last 3 matches. They are 4th with 17 points. Of course, with Oxford, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Now, these 2 clubs have played 10 times since 1993. We have 4 wins apiece and 2 draws. That's right. The last time they played in the league, it was at the Hawthorns. It was back in 1999 as a 2-0 win for West Brom. However, last time they played over in Oxford, it was a 3-0 win for Oxford. That was, of course, back in September 1998. The Baggies, though, on the successive games without a win. It's actually 3 games without a win. It's been back-to-back games without a goal. That has been the problem of late anyway, trying to find the back of the net. Meanwhile, Oxford have 3 draws on the road, and they've been solid draws, drawing at home to Burnley, away to Luton, and of course against their bitter rivals from last season, Pompey. But the bookies for this one, Oxford are 13-5 for the victory, 23-10 is the draw, 11-10 is your West Brom. I think this is going to be tighter than you would imagine. I think I'm going to go with a draw. That's right, 1-1 point apiece. I'm not too sure. I think Oxford will be elated with that. Again, keeping their unbeaten run going at home. And West Brom getting another point in the bag. But realistically, they've got to be starting to win if they are considering themselves in the automatic race. Let's go up to the northwest now, and it is Preston up against Coventry City. Out of form, Coventry City up against Preston, who are, I don't know, they are getting some kind of form going. Now, anyway, they have played 35 times since 2001, 20 wins for Preston, just 3 wins for Coventry, and there's been 12 draws between the 2 sides. Preston, though, 19th for the table, 9 points to the name, coming at you with just 1 defeat in the last 6 for Paul Heckingbottom's side. They are grinding out results. Meanwhile, Coventry, 1 win in the last 6. Mark Robbins at the moment, again recording this pretty early on the 11th of October, currently at the helm of Coventry City. But coming at you, these 2 sides last played over at Deepdale was a 3-2 win for Preston back in November 2023. Of course, Preston are unbeaten against Coventry over the last 6. We're talking 4 wins and a couple of draws. They like playing Coventry City. Preston, though, won 2 games without conceding a goal. In fact, they've, back-to-back games without back-to-back clean sheets. Coventry, though, of course, did lose against Wednesday last time around. Last time they're on the road, they got tonked by Leeds United. That's right. The bookies for this one, though, Preston are 17-10 for the victory, 23-10 is the draw, and we have 31-20 is your Coventry. That's right. So the bookies might be leaning towards a Coventry victory here, but the form book does suggest Preston, and I think I'm going with a victory for nobody. I mean, I'm sitting on the fence. That's right, 1-1, which continues that recent trend as well of an unbeaten streak against Coventry. I think it will continue. Coventry maybe get something out of this. But what's the horizon? I don't think the horizon is pretty for Coventry over the next few games. Sticking in the northwest, and we go to Ewood Park. That's right, and I will be at this game. I just bought the tickets just yesterday. It is Rovers under John Eustace up against Swansea and Luke Williams. That's right, 50% form for Rovers. 50% form for Swansea, that's right. Rovers, back-to-back defeats, of course, coming at you, losing to Plymouth and losing to Coventry in quick succession. Swansea, though, without a win in the last 3, of course, but these 2 clubs have played 15 times since 2011. Swansea having the edge with 6 wins, Rovers having 5. There's been 4 draws between the 2 sides. Last time around, over at Ewood Park, it was a 1-0 win for the Swans, who did the double over Rovers last season by beating us also in Wales 2-1. Meanwhile, Swansea on the back of a 0-0 draw against Stoke, a 1-0 loss to Sheffield United to make it back-to-back games without scoring a goal. The bookies on this one then, shall we? We look at it. Rovers 20-19 on, of course. 23-10 is the draw. 3-1 is your long shots at Swansea. Rovers' home form has been the secret to our start to the campaign. We've got to get that to we've got to continue that if we're going to have any sort of positive season under John Eustace. So we've got to get the win under our belt. However, what I'd like to say, I'm getting out there, and again, the Rovers fans know this, my recent track record of attending games and Rovers getting 3 points have been pretty minimal of late. So hopefully I'm not a bad penny. Hopefully I can get back to winning ways for Rovers. So I am going to believe in the boys, believe in myself. I'm going to get a 2-0 win out of it. 2-0 win, Rovers, of course, there, and I'll hope to have a vlog for you over at Ewood Park. Let's go with the northeast now, and it's Middlesbrough under Michael Carrick up against Bristol City and Liam Manning. That's right. Borough coming at you in ninth with 14 points today, 58% form for them right now. 2 defeats of the last 6 up against Bristol City. The draw specialist, 3 draws in a row with just 1 win out of the last 6. 16th place Bristol City with 11 points compared to the 14 of Borough. 31 times these two clubs have played since 1993. 10 wins for Middlesbrough, 14 wins for the Robins, and 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around, though, over at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Bristol City, who are unbeaten against the Borough over the last 5. Middlesbrough coming into this on the back of that 2-1 loss to Watford on the road. Meanwhile, Bristol City, like I said, 3 draws in a row, drawing to Swansea, Wednesday, and Cardiff. Of course, but unbeaten in the last 4 matches. The bookies for this: Borough 11-8 on for the victory, 11-4 is the draw, 7-2 is the away win. Bristol City have been, as they are, kind of vanilla right now. The Borough have been hot and cold. We don't know what we're going to get with Borough this season. I'm going to go with the victory, though. 2-1 win. At the Riverside, it should be victorious, but you just don't know. Let's go down south then to Millwall as they take on Derby County. That's right, coming at you on the 19th of October at the Den. Millwall under Neil Harris currently find themselves 18th for the table, just 1 win in the last 5. That's 50% form, though, over the last 6. Up against Derby, also on 50% form, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. Now, these two clubs have played 36 times since 1993. 14 wins for the host, 11 wins for the visitors, and 11 draws, and that is right. Millwall in 18th with 9 points to the Derby County, 12 with 12 points. Now, these two clubs last played over at the Den. It was a 1-1 draw back in November 2021. Millwall are unbeaten against Derby over the last 3. That's 2 wins and a draw. This match prefers the away side. That's right. Over the last, I don't know what we're looking at, last 8 matches, 7-8 matches, it's gone predominantly in favour of the away side. There was the last time the home side won was when Millwall beat Derby back in August 2018. So this could be an interesting game if you're a betting man. Anyway, the bookies, we'll get to the bookies in a minute. Millwall coming into this on the back of a 0-0 draw against West Brom, solid point on the road, but also a 1-0 loss to Cardiff on the road. That's back-to-back games without scoring a goal. However, last time they were at home, they turned over Preston with a 3-1 win. Derby, of course, if playing at Pride Park, you go with Derby County. That seems to be the ticket. However, last time they're on the road, or they're on the road this season, I'm looking at the last 2. They haven't scored a goal, but they were heavy hitters. Sheffield United and Sunderland. The bookies on this one then: Millwall 20-19 on for the victory, 20-10. The draw 14-5 is your Derby. They're, of course, unfancied on this one, but yeah, I'm going to lean towards just a 1-0 win for the Borough. But form book, tradition, history says the away side has a chance in this game. Sticking in London, we go to QPR. That's Loftus Road, of course, with Marty Cifuentes' boys. Currently in the drop zone, 22nd in the table, 7 points for the campaign. Up against Pompey, who are red hot in the drop zone. 23rd in the table, 5 points, of course. Both sides on pretty shitty form right now. 17% form for QPR, 17% for Pompey. Now, these two sides have played 15 times since 1996. 6 wins for the hosts, 3 wins for the visitors, and 6 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this venue, it was a 2-0 win for Portsmouth back in August 2019. That was an EFL Cup. In fact, the last 3 matches they have played against each other were in the Cups, exchanging victories and a draw to boot. Last time they played each other at the league at this very venue, you got to go all the way back to 2011. QPR coming out on top. The tail of the tape, or the short end of the deal here, QPR have only lost once against Portsmouth in the last 6. But that was the most recent game, and it was at Loftus Road. Coming at you, though, QPR 3 defeats on the spin, up against the Portsmouth side, who picked up 2 draws in the last 3. Those 2 draws were at Fratton Park. The last time they were on the road, they did ship in 6 goals. So, you know, it's been a tricky old patch. 5-4 on is your QPR. 5-2, the draw. 7-2 is your Portsmouth. The break coming at a good time, perhaps, for Pompey to maybe get their act together and sort things out. QPR as well. And, of course, a long time to think about this game. It does feel like it could be a draw, but I think QPR will get their act right and get a 2-0 win, which will boost their season and put Pompey further closer to the trapdoor already. Head back up north we go, and it's to Hillsborough, that's right. Sheffield Wednesday under Danny Roll take on Burnley and Scotty Parker, that's right. Wednesday, 15th in the table with 11 points to the name. Just 1 defeat now for Wednesday under Danny Roll. Burnley, of course, unbeaten in the last 6 under Scotty Parker, sit 3rd with 18 points to the name. Now, these two clubs have played 18 times since 2000, with 7 wins apiece and 7 draws. That's right. Did I say 18 times? They played 21 times. 21 times since the year 2000. Wednesday, of course, winning 7. And of course, most recently, they did play at Hillsborough back in February 2016. That was a long time ago, nearly 10 years ago since these last 2 sides have played. It was a 1-1 draw over at Hillsborough. Burnley, though, have only lost once against Wednesday over the last 6. That was in the EFL Cup back in August 2014. They're coming into this, do Burnley, on the back of successive clean sheets. We're talking 3 clean sheets on the spin, but just 1 win in 3, though, and that 1 win was against Plymouth at home. Meanwhile, Wednesday, unbeaten now in the last 3 matches, a couple of wins and a draw to boot. The bookies, though, will probably go with Burnley, but the odds are going Wednesday 70-10. For the victory, 11-5 the draw, 8-5 is your Burnley. It's not as clear-cut favourites as you would imagine, but realistically, I'm going to go with Burnley. They should have enough in the tank. And if they do lose this game, then we know, I'm not saying Burnley are not going to be a promotion contenders, but if they do lose this game, it will show that they are beatable and they are not a major force like they were under Vinny Company. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of show, what shows up. The 1-0 narrow win over Plymouth at Turdmore kind of indicates that they're not as clinical or as ruthless as they were the last time when they were in the Championship. This could show just how much steel is in the legs of the Burnley folks here. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Go to the Bet365. It's Stoke up against Norwich. That's right, coming at you on on Saturday, 19th of October. Nasias Pelic, 42% form for them right now. Back-to-back games unbeaten up against Norwich under Jonas Torup. That's right, unbeaten in the last 4, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're 75% form right now for Norwich, who are 7th, 15 points to the name. Up against Stoke, who are down in 17th. With just 10 points to their name. Now, these 2 sides have played 32 times since 1995. We have 10 wins for Stoke, 12 for Norwich. There's been 10 draws between the 2 sides, with the most recent match at this very venue being back in March this year. 3-0 win it was for Norwich, who did the double over Stoke in back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, they kept 3 clean sheets against Stoke in succession, stretching into March 2023. In fact, they're unbeaten against Stoke over the last 6, picking up 5 wins and just that 1 draw. Stoke, though, on the back of a 0-0 draw against Swansea on the road. The last time they were at this venue, they put 6 past Portsmouth. I'll be surprised if that will strike twice here. Norwich, though, a good 4-0 win over Hull, but last time they were on the road, they picked up a win, 3-2 win against a stubborn Derby. Of course, the bookies for this, though, Stoke 8-5 for the victory, 13-8 is your Norwich, 23-10 is the draw. I am leaning towards a victory for the Canaries here. 2-1 win. They are ruthless. Well, not ruthless, but they've got that bit about them right now. They've got the talent. Stoke are still trying to find themselves out. Yes, they put 6 past Pompey, but that's Portsmouth. This is Norwich. They're going to be up there or they're out. So if Stoke could get something out of this game, then maybe, just maybe, we should be rethinking the Stoke algorithm. But right now, I believe it's Norwich. They're going to get all 3 points. And then finally, folks, into Sunday, I believe. It's Hull against Sunderland coming at you at the MKM Stadium. Right, that's right, under Tim Walter. Hull currently find themselves in 13th with 12 points to the name on the back of a defeat, but just pretty good form right now. 50% form over the last 6. That's winning 3 and losing 3. Sunderland under Reggie Libri. They are top with 19 points, 58% form for them at the moment. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. They are 24 times they have played since 2006. We have got 6 wins for Hull, 12 wins for Sunderland, and there's been 6 draws between the 2 sides. Of course, last time around over at the MKM Stadium as a 1-0 win for Sunderland. When you look back at the history books over the last 6, the home side has only won once in this game, and that's when Sunderland beat Hull in a friendly. So, take that out of the equation. Serious games here, whether it's in the league or the cup, the home side doesn't get much out of this game. There has been 3 draws over the last 5, including a whopping 4-4 draw at the Stadium of Light back in April 2023. Sunderland, though, on the back of a 2-2 draw against Leeds, which realistically should have been a 2-1 win for Leeds. Hull on the back of that 4-0 drubbing by Norwich. Of course, that was on the road there. The bookies for this one, Hull 7-4 for the victory, 6-4 is your Sunderland, 23-10 is the draw. Yeah, I'm not a big believer in Hull, and I've got my doubts about Sunderland in the end, but I'm going to back the away side here to go with kind of that tradition of home side getting not much out of it. All eyes will be on this one on Sunday, so a 2-1 win for the Mackems on the road. That, my friends, is what I've got. Be sure to get your own picks in as well. We look forward to come back again when next week we have a double match week, of course. So we look forward to doing that. Again, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to be in England and I'm going to be on a barge for the most part of it. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to get the videos out, but we'll try our very best. Until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys. We're back very, very soon. But until then, we are done.